This is your government video that goes along with your How a Bill Becomes a Law worksheet. This worksheet video is part 3, which is talking about the floor debate and voting. So on your worksheet here, remember the Senate does everything in the order in which it's received. The House sets up a specific time and day in order to do the debate. And then the goal is to have the entire chamber, either the Senate or the House, debate the bill. So now everybody can have a say on the bill, regardless of whether they're in the committee that originally got to mark up the bill. So the floor debate is typically the whole chamber debate. Remember, the Senate's only rules to how this works is they can filibuster, you can end a filibuster with a cloture, or they can use the hold to set aside things on their list. And remember, the House of Representatives has to follow the rules that were set from the Rules Committee. The House also has the option, instead of using the whole chamber, to use the committee of a whole, which means they only need 100 members instead of all 435. Now, with this entire floor debate, the entire chamber gets to debate the bill. That means they can offer amendments. In the House, that can only happen if the Rules Committee has allowed amendments to go forward. And then the entire chamber is going to vote on the bill. This generally takes a majority vote to vote yes, and then it is reported out of the entire chamber. They can also vote no. That kills off the bill. There are some things in the Senate that require a 2/3 vote. Something like a treaty would be a 2/3 vote. The Senate also uses the term unanimous consent, where they can vote to remove certain procedures to move the bills forward faster. So after this floor debate, the very last thing on your 2 columns for your worksheet is the chamber is going to vote on the bill. So the Senate would vote and the House would vote. You typically need a majority for it to move forward. Now remember, the Senate can have their bill go all the way through, and then once the Senate's done, they can send it over to the House, or it can start in the House and then move to the Senate, or it can start in both at the same time. Now, in this big long box here, you're going to write that the House and Senate's versions of the bills have to be identical. The problem is they're typically not, because there's different people in the committees got to amend it, and then the chambers got to amend it again. Sometimes the House and Senate are controlled by different parties. So we end up getting a House version and a Senate version of the same bill. So if they're not identical, then we've got to move on to some extra steps on our worksheet.